start getting dressed for you, not him, but for you. Remember, they treat you how you treat yourself. So make it into a habit to get up every single day and pour into yourself. Men are visual creatures, and just by looking good will change a man's entire thought process. Just a makeover or a level up in your appearance can change a whole dynamic of your relationship, of your marriage. But you got to put you first, and you can't be doing it for him. You got to do it for you, because if he thinks you're doing it for him, then he's still going to think he's the prize. You got to be self-centered in order for them to treat you as the prize. So if you level up, you can't do it for the man. You got to do it for you. So do it for you, not for him. You do it for him, he's just going to be thinking, oh, he's the prize. Look what she's doing for me. Do it for yourself. And when they realize you're not doing it for them anymore or ever, then they're going to want you more. Want you more and do more for you. And they know you're not doing this for them. They get suspicious, like, why are you getting dressed up? That's why you need to get it dressed up every day. There's no suspicion if that's who you truly are. Okay? If you wear ugly clothes, don't do your makeup, don't you do your hair, and then all of a sudden you do it one day and not the next day. That does make people suspicious, because who are you getting dressed for? You don't get dressed for yourself. You don't do this every day for you, so who are you doing it for? They know you well because you don't do enough for yourself. Now, if you did get up every day for yourself, there is no questions. There's no suspicion. They understand you are the prize, period. So y'all got to get up and get dressed. Don't be the pick-me-shit in the relationship. Know your value. Focus on yourself. Your presence is a gift to them. Live, walk, and act like it, okay? You will not regret it.
Okay, you can say, I don't dress up for men. I do. I dress up for one man, and that man is my boyfriend. There's blush on my hand. Anyway, I dress up because I don't want him to look up one day and be like, what am I doing with this lunatic? Because I wasn't always a little greaseball who mumbled to herself like a crackhead and didn't get dressed and ate too many onions. I used to get dressed. And that's how I got him. So I feel like sometimes I owe it to him to get dressed again. Anyway, so if you ever see me getting dressed, it's because I'm worried my man's gonna wake up.
Like a lot of women say, oh, I don't dress for men, it's just for myself. So you would do this, all this exact shit if there was no man in the world. You walked outside, there was no man in the world. You would do your hair and makeup and dress like this and have your ass out? No, you would not. Shut the fuck up.
No,
Shut the fuck up.
You know what's so funny when we have women talking about they don't dress for men, but then they would understand, be like, where all the men go. You know what I'm saying? And you know, now guys have raised have they roles in their standards, but you have women that say, I don't dress for men. I you know, we don't do this for men. And I believe them. It's very evident that they don't dress for men. You know, when guys say they don't like the hula hoops in their nose or the Christmas ornaments hanging from their nose, you know, most guys that's, you know, middle of the we're not the later millennials, but most millennials don't like women with a bunch of tattoos. They don't like the oversaturation of makeup. A lot of them have taken after the aesthetics of transmissions. If you catch my drift, you know, they don't like certain things. But a lot of the women are be like, well, you know, well, she got a BBL and she getting attention, or she do this and she getting attention. They don't even understand the guys. You know, guys give certain guys give those certain women attention. You know, it's just for a good time, not a long time. But most women believe if they can get their foot in the door and they can get them some punani, that's going to keep them around. And it's not. Most women have been raised to believe that they are truly special, and most are not. Just because you have a vagina between your legs don't make you special. Just because you're pretty don't make you special. You know, is somebody always prettier? But, you know, they say we don't dress for men. We don't do this for men. And we don't. And it's evidently clear. It's evidently clear. I don't know if y'all compete with yourself. Men can say we don't like the hair. We don't like the lashes. We don't like oh, you always got to be in makeup. And makeup is cool. I don't think any man got a problem with a woman wearing makeup. But when the makeup becomes your identity, when you can't even go get to the mailbox without makeup, when you wake up in the morning, you got to put makeup on to go to the gym. They don't even understand makeup throw off their hormonal imbalance. It causes a hormonal imbalance to throw off their pH levels. You know, when they do all this stuff to their hair, it's linked to fibroids allegedly. It's linked to diseases, putting all that shit in your hair. You know, and I get it, maintaining natural hair. I don't think most black men have an issue with your hair. But then when y'all went from, putting hair in y'all head to wigs, it gave lazy. Y'all putting whole wigs on and 400, 500 for the wig, 300 for the installation. It's like, what? Then you looking around the house and they got, wigs in the closet, wigs hanging from the doorknob, wigs on the mannequin. You think somebody breaking in your house and it's a wig mannequin in your house. It's like, goddamn. You could tell a woman, hey, I really don't do all the makeup, and they get dressed for your birthday and put a whole bunch of makeup on you. Like, I told you I ain't like that. They always want to go off what they assume and what they see on the internet and what they see when they out and about. And it's crazy. If they cater their looks towards to what men really want, they'll be all right. But a lot of them don't feel confident. A man could tell them and be on a lot of texts and say, I just like, plain Jane women. I don't like to make up all the time. You could do it when we had date nights. You could do it as a change up. I don't deal with women with BBLs. I don't deal with women with body work. And the lie detector guy be like, well, he's telling the truth. Women won't believe it. They want to believe what they want to believe. And then when they get older and they can't keep a man, or they can't get a man, or they can't get the man that they want, and they see who he settled down with, oh, I look better than her, and her booty this and she this, and don't even know, man. Most dudes that got options, they don't marry the baddest bitches. You know what I'm saying? They marry the women that reciprocate, the women that care about them, the women that they want their daughters to grow up and look up to. Now you got some dudes that are married a whore, and they get whore results. You get the goofies that get money and they cuff the woman because they don't want nobody else to have sex with her, and that ain't gonna stop nothing. But the woman that truly care about your feelings, really care about your well-being, you sick, she nurse you back to health. That's what's up. But they really don't believe that we don't like their aesthetics. Their aesthetics of what they putting on. That little shit they be having from like a little nose ring, that's cool. No, a little tattoo here or there. Cool. But now these bitches got whole leg sleeve, whole arm sleeve, whole back sleeves. They got these balls and Christmas ornaments and septum rings and 24 earrings in their ear. And that was a thing when I was growing up back in the day. They got all these different things that you don't like. You don't like the BBLs. You don't like the tummy tuck. But, all their aesthetics is based off transmission men or women, whatever you want to call them. And it's based off it's based off prostitution. And porn stars used to put silicones in their body. Porn stars used to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. But I just had to spit that real quick. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.
I'm trying to understand what's going on, because the men are telling me that the reason women are walking around super sexy, extra sexy when you go out, when you go places, when you go to the grocery store, when you go out to events, brunches, comedy shows, just wherever you go and you feel like you want to put on something sexy and be sexy, men are convinced, and a lot of men are convinced of this, because I keep hearing a lot of men say this. And if a lot of men are saying it, they are convinced that this is the truth. That you guys are not dressing sexy for men anymore. You guys are simply getting dressed for other women. Now, I don't know how many women are going to admit this. I don't know how many women are going to agree to this. When you get dressed and you get sexy and you put on your cute clothes and you feel sexy, are you doing it for women? Or are you doing it for men? Because when I get dressed, and I'm just speaking for myself, I'm not every woman and I can't speak for every woman. When I get dressed and I'm getting sexy and I feel sexy and I'm getting ready to go out a night on the town, it's definitely not for another woman. It's definitely, number one, it's for myself. First off, it's about how I feel in the moment, what makes me feel good. Now, if I'm in a relationship or I have a husband, I'm definitely going to run it by him and see if he approves. Because, yeah, he matters, yeah. It matters what he think, what I got on, what I'm wearing. Yeah, and I'm gonna feel the same way when he put on whatever he putting on. I gotta match your fly, baby. At the end of the day. And if he say, baby, that's just a little bit too revealing, you know what I'm saying, respectfully, I might choose a different outfit because I care about my partner and how he feel in that moment. I always want to be appropriate and classy and carry myself as such, right? So I just want to know, are y'all doing it for the women? And if you are doing it for the women, what are you getting out of it? Like, what is your whole reason of getting dressed and getting sexy for another woman? Is this a false narrative that men just painted in their own minds? Or is this really what women